when you hold the door for somebody, it makes you feel good in the moment, but it fades away pretty quickly. When you help somebody who currently is facing the things that you went through, and you see a younger version of you in them, and you see like this hopeless person, and then they see you and you give them hope and you give them belief and you help them feel like it is possible to get out of that situation that you're in, that's going to fill you up on a whole other level. That'll give you an addiction, a high that you'll want to chase for life.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Instagram Live with David Dang. And today I invite a really special guest on here to talk about a very interesting topic that I know a lot of you want to know about. So today we're talking about how to find your passion and purpose in life. And the guest, Gary Vaynerchuk called him the DJ who inspires people. And at 19, he built and sold a biotech software company. At age 22, he was a venture capitalist raising $5,000 to $15 million. He now runs a YouTube channel for entrepreneurs with over 2 million subscribers and over 300 million views. He wrote 4 books, and his latest book is Built to Serve, and he speaks globally. He wants to solve the world's biggest problem. People don't believe in themselves enough. So Forbes named him one of the world's top 40 social marketing talents, and Inc. named him one of the 100 great leadership speakers and 25 social media keynote speakers you need to know. Can you guess who that is? Leave a comment in the chat section if you know who I'm talking about. I will invite him on the live right now with all. Hey, Evan, how are you?
Good, David. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking your time out to join us on the live stream today.
Cool, man. I'm pumped that you're doing this stuff. This is great.
Thank you so much. So I should make an introduction about you. I'm not sure if you saw it. This is Evan Carmichael, and he has a YouTube channel with over 2.5 million followers. I just checked a couple of minutes ago, and yeah, he's super inspiring. I watch a lot of his videos, so that's why I invited him on the live stream today to talk about how to find your passion and purpose in life, which is something I know you're really passionate about as well.
Okay, when did you start doing the, I'm going to flip it for a second. When did you start doing the interviews?
I started doing interviews just earlier of this year, and the reason is because I guess I've been building this page for the last 3 years, almost 4 years now, and for the first 3 years, I didn't have my face on it at all, and I know that I need to build a personal brand, to get my face out there, to get myself out there more. So within this year, I started asking people, inspiring people who I look up to, who I consume content, to just find the right opportunity to ask them to be on this live stream so that I could learn from them at the same time. I guess getting myself out there, get my face out to my audience at the same time.
And what made you want to do that? Why the switch?
I guess honestly, I actually feel fulfilling doing this. It's fun for me because actually these are the kind of things that I wish I could watch more when I was younger to learn about all these stuff. And at the same time, I'm also learning right now too. It's just a way for me to learn from successful people like you so that I could just learn and then at the same time provide value to my audience as well.
Cool, man. I'm so pumped that you're doing it. I mean, I was looking back in your content. It was all, the pictures and stuff. And you're like, oh, and then the interviews come up. It seems like it's a new thing. It's like, I'm so excited that you're doing it, man. So congrats.
Yes, I'm in the transition of getting myself out more and then eventually transition into a personal brand. So that's the shift that I'm making right now. And thank you for asking. So can you quickly talk about your entrepreneurial journey? Like, how did you get started?
So I had a lot of entrepreneurial tendencies growing up. I made my first, nickel or dime when I was 5 years old, and I made a piece of art and sold it to my next door neighbor. Just knocked on the door and said, "Hey, do you want to buy my art? 5 cents or 10 cents." And going through, you're from Toronto, right? Did I make that up?
Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Oh, okay, you're Canadian. I knew you were Canadian.
Yeah, so, Canadian. Yeah.
When I was 12 and 13, the Toronto Blue Jays won the World Series of baseball, and it was also like baseball card mania at that point. And so I was selling baseball cards and doing garage sales and all that kind of stuff. But I also didn't know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur wasn't even a thing. You know, you have to be kind of crazy to be an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 40 now, right? So this is now 25 years ago. I just decided, I don't know, I want to try it. You know, I went to university and I had the chance to go do my dream job and make 6 figures and travel around the world and all that stuff. And I had a chance to also be a 30% owner in a startup and make $300 a month. And that was the hardest decision in my life, which to do. And I just thought, you know what, I'd rather know and fail than not know. And so I'm going to give it a shot. I said, I'll give myself a year and I'll try this business. And luckily it worked out. So I'm grateful for that. I haven't had to go back, and I never had to go get another job, you know, after that. Yeah. But it was really that decision that I'd rather know and fail than not know. And I think everybody should at least try. Like, I think that you're doing this is great.
Thank you.
And maybe it wouldn't work. Like, now it's worked and you've gotten some great people on, right? And you're learning and you're growing. Like, dude, you keep doing this in a year or 2 years. Like, you think about the 3-year journey of your IG, the next 3 years is going to look insane because you gave it a shot, and you could have been too afraid, and you could have said no, and you could have found reasons why, you know, you just talk yourself out of it. But it's better to know, you know, try. And if you fail, you fail when you move on, but you don't spend the next 3 years just thinking about, I should have done this, I should have done that. And the thing that haunts me is, you know, this idea that you had, when did you first come up with the idea?
Of putting myself out?
Interviewing people.
Actually, at the end of 2019. So this when I first okay, I know I need to be a personal brand. I need to get myself out there, let my audience know who I am, who's behind this page. And I was already almost at 1 million followers when I had this idea, but it took me a while to overcome the fear because I already have a big following. I don't know how well people would perceive it. Like, it took me a while to eventually to put my face out there.
And that's what haunts me. That's what I want to try to kill in myself, in other people. Because you actually could have started this thing 2 years ago. Like, if you had 50,000 followers, you could have started this. People would have come on your show, and you waited until 1 million. And it's not you. Everybody's the same thing. When I hit this, then I can do that. And you're always constantly living in the future. And it's really just because of fear of failure. And that's what I'm trying to crush as much as possible. And so the thing that really helped me was just telling myself, I would rather know and fail than not know. And I don't want to spend the next 5 years of my life just worrying and thinking about what could have happened instead of actually building something great.
That's amazing. Okay. And we have all heard the phrase, follow your passion. But a lot of young people are struggling to figure out what their passion is. So they end up doing nothing because they don't want to start something that they're not passionate about. Or they end up choosing something that is boring, but it's secure and stable, which drain up their energy and inhibit them from actually finding their real purpose in life. Do you have any thoughts on that?
So your purpose comes from your pain. That's why I wrote my new book, Built to Serve. We got to get you a copy, Dave. We got to send it over to you.
I have one right here.
Oh, he's got it right there. There he is. Hey, Built to Serve. That's awesome. So your purpose comes from your pain. Like, the greatest struggle that you went through as a human is the thing you want to help other people through. Even you said it so beautifully when you lined this interview up, when you said, I want to make content that my younger self could have seen. Like, I'm doing these interviews to, yes, still learn now, but the younger version of me, I wish had access to these kinds of people. That's who you're making products, services, content for. So whatever you struggled with, and not you just David, but you audience, everybody, you know, watching, listening, whatever you struggled with as a human, whenever you felt the lowest, that's what you want to help other people through. So for me, I really struggled as an entrepreneur. You know, I was 19. I turned down this high-paying job. My friends thought I was an idiot. I wasn't making any money. I thought it would go much faster than it was going to go. I was too embarrassed to tell anybody that I was struggling and only making $300 a month. I really felt low. I didn't know what to do. I felt kind of hopeless and lost. And eventually, I figured it out. But that pain still kind of sits in me, and I want to try to make it a little bit easier for other people who are right now 19-year-old Evan struggling with the same thing. I want to give them some hope, some belief, some strategies to help them not struggle and suffer as much as I did. So for everybody watching, whatever you struggled the most with as a human, the lowest point in your life, emotional, not physical, not like you broke your arm or something, emotional pain. There's lots of people who currently are facing those pains, and you'll love helping them.
Mhm. That's amazing. Okay, and yeah, in the book, I got the book a month ago, and I finished it just a week or two ago. And one of the things you say in the book is that if you're not happy, it's because you are not serving. Humans are built to serve. Can you elaborate on that?
First, you're a fast reader, man. I read 10 pages a day. It takes me so long to get through a book.
I actually listen to the audiobooks. Honestly, I don't read physical book as much.
Okay.
I listen to audiobook. That's why I go through it so fast.
I love it. Cool. And listen, I read it myself, right? I insisted. So I did a deal for both of my books where they paid me to read the book, but I would have done it for free because I think if you love, I hate auditory. Like auditory is the worst for me. The fact that I can see you makes this a lot easier. If I could only hear you, I'd have to really focus because auditory is the worst for me. But if you're an auditory learner and you get a chance to listen to a book by the author who read it themselves, not the voice actor, I think it's so amazing because you get to hear their intonation and the way that they want to say it and their energy, and they get you fired up. Anyways, that's cool that you got the audible version. Yeah, if you're not happy, it's because you're not serving. And this is hardwired into humans. The helping others hits the same part of your brain as having food and having sex. It's hardwired into you. And we all know how good it feels to help somebody. Whether you buy the coffee for the person behind you in line, or help somebody cross the street, or hold the door for somebody, or I'm sure you sending a DM to somebody that makes their day. Like, we know how good that feels. But there's a big difference between just kind of random acts of kindness and actually hitting purpose. When you hold the door for somebody, it makes you feel good in the moment, but it fades away pretty quickly. When you help somebody who currently is facing the things that you went through, and you see a younger version of you in them, and you see like this hopeless person, and then they see you and you give them hope and you give them belief and you help them feel like it is possible to get out of that situation that you're in, that's going to fill you up on a whole other level. That'll give you an addiction, a high that you'll want to chase for life. And people are missing that because they're afraid. One, because they haven't found it, and two, they're afraid. They're afraid we want to help, but we're afraid of being judged. Mm-hmm. We're afraid of other people's opinions, but we want to help them. So we end up doing nothing. We end up being stuck. You have your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time because you can do more, but you're afraid. And so this is the problem I'm trying to unlock in people, to say, go, do it, create, serve, help. You want to make something amazing that changes people's lives, and you can, and you must. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Okay, and there are a lot of people who drive to work every day hating their job, and the only reason they will show up to work is because of the paycheck. And the sad thing is that they will be doing that for another 20, 30 years, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day minimum. What advice do you have for those people?
So one, know that you're capable of more. It's like the lack of belief is the thing that holds people back first. Like, really know and feel that you're capable of more. Two, know that you want to serve. You know that you want to help. Know how good it feels to help somebody, and that you don't want to spend the next 30 years. This is why I have this picture of Kanye here actually behind me on the wall. He did this interview where he said, I don't want to spend the next 30 years of my life inside some corporation. So know that you want to serve and that you want to help. Mm-hmm. Next, if you're going to have a job, it's fine. I'm not the guy who's going to say, quit your job right now and go all in on your business and you have no idea what to do. Yeah. If you have a job, it's okay. but get a job where you're going to learn. The
Yeah.
point of a job is to learn. Yes, to kind of pay the bills, but to learn, to get better at a skill set. If you're at a job that you hate, you're going to come home and have no energy to go and work on your own business. Because just this is most people's life. They go work at some job they hate, come home, and they have to watch Netflix for 4 hours because they hate everything about it. So get a job where you're going to learn. Get a job that you don't absolutely hate. So whatever you want to learn to get better at, if you want to get better at marketing, go get a job in marketing. Think about the business that you want to build and the skill sets that you're going to need to get there, and then try to get a job where you're going to get those skill sets. So you're getting paid to make mistakes. You're now getting paid to learn instead of just getting paid to trade your time and sell your soul. And then you start your business on the side. You start your business in your evenings and your weekends, side hustle, to the point where you can make enough money from your business to start your own thing full time and leave your job. But there's a sequence of steps, because that may sound, oh, great, follow those 5 steps and you're good to go. But a lot of people are stuck still in phase 1 where they don't even believe that it's possible. So those are all little micro steps to get you from hating your life, driving to a job that you just don't want to do anymore, to actually building a business, serving others, and having a fulfilled life.
I love that advice. Okay, and your book, Build to Serve, is you lay out a 3-step process to help people find a purpose in life. Can you talk about the who, why, and how process?
Yeah, so 3 steps. Who is your single most important core value? So I believe that you have one value that's above all others. Mine is believe. Did you figure out yours in the process?
That's something I have a sort of like a picture of what it is, but it's not a very clear detail yet. That's something I'm working on right now. That's why I'm so excited for this interview.
Yeah. So if you have to pick one core value that you know is super important to you, don't worry about being perfect yet. Like, what would you pick of a value that's really important to you right now?
Right now, if anything, I would say passion. Like, everything that I do is all about whether or not do I enjoy doing it, do I like doing it? Because I know there are things that I could do to make me more money, double, triple my income, but I just can't get myself to do it because I just don't feel fulfilled doing those things, or I just simply don't enjoy doing those things. So I just do what I feel passionate about.
Great. So let's run with passion. So now you know that whenever you're not happy, it's because you're doing work that you're not passionate about. And so the answer to having sustained happiness is to inject more passion. And this is going to be the thing. Like, if you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to get bored of it, and you're going to have to inject new passion into something. If you just keep posting the same facts on your IG, you're going to get bored of it.
Yeah.
And you'll have to find something all the time. Like, if you keep doing interviews the same way, you're going to get bored of it. You're going to have to always inject newness into it so you have more passion. When you bring on team members, you're going to bring on somebody who's going to edit your videos, and somebody who's going to do your graphic design, and somebody who's going to, right? Now you've got 25 people working for you. The most important thing for them is going to have passion for their work as well. And it's not that the other things aren't important, like honesty or dedication or hard work or other, but passion is going to be really important for you. So you want a video editor who doesn't just edit videos and can turn this into a great YouTube video or IGTV clip or something, but somebody who actually has a lot of passion. It's going to be important for you. It's going to be harder for you to work with people who don't have passion. For the guests that you bring on, you want to bring on people who have passion. I have passion, which is great. And I mean, the other people you brought on also do too, which is great. But so the point of that is that it gives you a filter now for running the rest of your life. It's not that that's going to fade. Like, you're going to be 120 years old, David, and still care about passion. You're not going to not want to have passion anymore at 120. So it's an important exercise for everybody to go through, because it gives you the roadmap so that you can always check in to say, how do I bring more passion into my life, into my relationships, into my business, right? It's a big picture thing. How do I bring more passion into my entire life? But then also into a daily, like, I don't know what you're doing after this. How do I bring more passion into my next Instagram post? Like, it becomes the filter through which you make all important decisions. So mine is believe, and I walk people through a process of how to do it in Built to Serve.
Yeah.
That's super important to figure out your most important core value. So that's your who. Your why then is your purpose, and your purpose comes from your pain. And so we talked a little bit about that already, but whatever you struggled with as a human, you want to help other people through. You're making the content on entrepreneurship facts here to talk to, David from 3, 5, 10 years ago and help him out. And everybody wants to do that. Like, imagine you can go back. So some of the things that you're doing now, if you think about what you're doing now, this conversation, 7 years ago, you would have thought it's impossible.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to have a page with 1 million followers. There's no way I'm going to be doing Instagram lives with people that I look up to. There's no way I'm going to be in front of a camera talking to a live audience. There's no way. That's not happening, right? Like, David from 7 years ago would not believe that at all. And yet, you're doing it. Here you are. So what you've done is impossible to David from 7 years ago. It's impossible. And so you can talk to David from 7 years ago in a way that nobody else can. Like, David from 7 years ago wouldn't talk to Evan Carmichael, but he could learn from you. You can talk to him in a way that could actually reach him. And there's so many people in the world who are David from 7 years ago. And that's, again, for everybody watching and listening. There's lots of people who currently are who you used to be. And then the how becomes, so who, why, how. Who, most important core value. Why, your purpose comes from your pain. And then how is how you got out of the hole that you were in is teachable. It's not some random thing. So how did David get here? Well, I don't know. Maybe you read a book. Maybe you just started posting Instagram. Maybe you just tried something. Maybe you got this idea to interview people, right? Like, there were steps that you took and a lot of mistakes and a lot of wasted time to get to where he's at. Great. You can help somebody get there faster. You can say, okay, do this, do it like this. Ignore all this other stuff. That's not helpful. Do this. Read these 3 books, watch those 4 videos, and then take these 3 actions, and you can start to have success. So that's the who, why, how process that will fill you up for the rest of your life. And I think it's one of the most important exercises any human, but especially any entrepreneur, should go through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. So, but some people, they might found their purpose, like they found something that they believe in and they're passionate about, but it's hard for them to find it in a typical job. And they want to start business around it, but not sure what it would be like. What are some of the ways that people can monetize their passion and purpose?
So first off, don't get locked up on the fact that it's hard. I use hard now as a trigger word for me. Whenever I say hard, that means I have to do it. Hard isn't a good enough reason. Scary, difficult, or hard are not good enough reasons for you not to take action. So anytime I say out loud or I hear, well, it's hard, okay, well, you do hard. Hard's not a good enough reason. You don't want to teach yourself that you say hard and then you don't do it. So you have 2 choices, right? And this is what makes a difference between successful people, not just entrepreneurs, and everybody else. Whenever you have an idea for something, there's a million reasons why it's not going to work out. A million reasons. Like, David from 7 years ago could find a million reasons why you'd never be here today. Mm-hmm. I'm too shy. I'm too introverted. I'm from Winnipeg. My parents didn't teach me how to do this. Like, all of this stuff, you'll find all these reasons. And if you tell your friends or tell people around you, they'll find a million more reasons why you can't do it too. But there's 8 while it will. A million why it won't, and 8 why it will. All you have to do is focus on the 8, where most people focus on the million. What are the 8 reasons why you are going to win? You can win. And 8 is an abundance. You only need 1 to actually work out. So if somebody's having a conversation around how do I monetize my passion? Well, there's lots of ways, but the first step is actually believing that it's possible. If you're starting off saying, well, it's really hard to do and nobody can, you've already lost. Like, it's already over. It doesn't matter what somebody tells you next. You've already given up because you said it's hard and you can't do it. Mm-hmm. My favorite way is to model success. So find somebody who's done what you're trying to do and then learn from them. And it won't work exactly like like it did for them, but you can learn from their success. If somebody wants to learn, hey, how do I build a page of 1 million followers on Instagram? They can learn from you. Well, here's how I did it. I started from nothing. You didn't get some investor giving you $1 million to go build content. You started posting, right? So modeling success is the fastest way, but before that, it's just the belief shift, the mindset shift, that instead of focusing on all the excuses and reasons why you can't win, find the
Yeah.
eight why you can.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's amazing. Okay. I know you're tight on time. You only have 25 minutes here. So where can people get your new book, Build to Serve? Where can I find it?
If you want a signed copy, you can get it from my website, evancarmichael.com. Otherwise, you can go to Amazon. You can get the hardcover. You can get the Audible version that David listened to as well. I can't believe that this has been 25 minutes already. I know we're at time. That's bonkers. I'm so pumped that you're doing this. I know you're still kind of new and getting started, but man, if you keep doing one of these every week, you're going to look back and say, this was the greatest decision of my life. And I'm just so pumped to see you continue to build this thing up and on your journey. And I'm gonna pay attention and see what you do, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I try my best to keep this up. Like I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to inspiring people just like you. That's my goal, to learn from you, and at the same time create value for my audience as well. I am so glad that I get to do this, and this is something I get to do as part of my life. So yeah, I really, really enjoy doing it. And thank you for the kind words as well. Yeah.
Cool, man. I appreciate you. Much love.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.